Uh-oh, I hear it's somebody's birthday. I just heard, actually. A second ago in my ear.
You know, it's amazing. Thank you very much for acknowledging that. I've gotten to the point where I try to forget the things that come along. You know?
We try to remember. Many happy returns.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Mike and Tom, you guys made the evening special. And saying that, thank you very much. Now, I'm going to make your morning special by putting some snow in the shovel. Actually, with a lot of help. None of us does it all by himself. We do have a weather system closing in on the area, and this will bring the snow drought in February 2009 to an end. This could be the heaviest snow in 44 days, and before that frightens you, we should put that in perspective. We had a foot of snow last. That was our biggest accumulation on January 9th and 10th. The second snowiest snow of the winter was a 4.8-inch snow back in December. So we've had a lot of snow up till, well, that 9th and 10th storm. Just beyond that, it's quieted down since then. Snow is blossoming. During the evening, we've had visibilities out in sections of Iowa and southern Minnesota down to half a mile. We'll show you some snowfalls so far as this storm comes together. And that's behind the winter storm warnings in this red area you see here with winter weather advisories in effect in the areas in white. Here's how this has come together. It's quite fascinating because this storm literally is developing over us, and that had been pretty much the expectation. We started with radars fairly clear, except for this one little patch that marched across the Dakotas and here into Minnesota and Iowa. Now it's taking a great big gulp of moisture, and its expanse is growing. And so this system is coming together as we join you tonight, and it looks like it will be snowing in the city. Our models saturate the column of air over Chicago by about 1 or 2 in the morning, and that's when the snowflakes should be reaching down to the ground. So it's on the way. We think there'll be about 4 to 6 hours of steady snow, and it could be quite heavy through the pre-dawn hours. Might extend an hour or two, a couple hours into tomorrow morning. Then we'll be dry slotted. We get into a little area where either the snow will taper down, it might even end for a time, or become more occasional, and then the backwash locks in with an upper air storm that's going overhead, and the snow could pick up again for another 4 hours or 6 hours or so around midday and through much of the afternoon tomorrow. Flurries in its wake after that. Williston, North Dakota's had 3.5 inches. Here's Idaho, Minnesota at 3.5, so you can see the snow's starting to stack up out to the west. And here's what our model is doing. Still accentuating the northern sections of our viewing area. It's being likely to be the area for the heaviest snowfall, and that looks pretty good right now. But we think from Chicago north, 4 to 8 inches of snow with local 8 to 10-inch totals up here in the counties that border Wisconsin. That's both sides of the line, by the way. Here's our RPM model, the way it puts the storm together. There's the situation by 5 a.m. with a good steady band of snow coming through. Our model runs the snow through about 9 or 10 o'clock. Then here's the dry slot right there. And the backwash then comes in after that. And it could do so with vigor. So you could go from a period of quiet to some pretty good snow for several more hours as the backwash comes in. At that point, the storm, which will be deepening out over Lake Michigan, will be spinning up winds. It's already starting to do that on its backside. So while this will not be a big wind event to start with, the winds will lock in at 20 to 30 miles an hour tomorrow afternoon as the system deepens to the east. And at that point, there'll be 2 to 4 hours where it's ingesting some lake moisture. See this batch of strong winds? When you get under the nose of such a batch of winds, the air is shooting out of that jet max and sucking air from below up. It creates upward motion, and it's one of the ways in which we drop air pressures and get clouds and snow to form. So here's our system spinning across the area. The isobars tighten, the winds pick up, and it could snow into early tomorrow night with lake effect snow showers going into parts of the Indiana-Michigan snow belt much of Sunday and Sunday night. Temperatures have warmed on the east side of the storm. They cooled on the back side of the storm, and here you see it in our high temperatures today, which pushed 60s to Kansas in the warm sector, while it was 12 at Williston, where single digits are common right now. So we're putting two highly varied air masses in contact with one another. Temperatures tonight here will probably hold fairly steady, and then once the north wind started training cold air and moisture, the temperatures will start falling tomorrow night. And Sunday and Monday look like cold days. Now appears, by the way, to warm up a little bit midweek. But another cold surge could come down later next week, and there might be a system running up along that we've got to watch. So winter's not done yet here. Clouding over tonight, that's a process that's been underway. Snow develops between midnight and 2 a.m. in the city. Give us an hour either side of that, and it kind of depends on where you live. If you live west, you'll see it sooner. If you live in the Indiana suburbs, a little bit later. Temperatures steady around 24. Tomorrow, winter storm warning all day, snowy periods. Could be snowing steadily when you wake up. Several hours, it might become occasional or even wind down for a bit. And then it could hit again around midday and through the afternoon off and on. Totals of 4 to 8 inches city and north. Some spots up in the border counties could see 8 or 10. That's where the heaviest snows will be, but we think several inches south. That would include Joliet, Morris, Rensselaer, areas like that. Tomorrow night, flurries, colder, low down to 16, kind of blustery, and Sunday looks like a day with flurries and clouds in the morning, but sun in the afternoon. But if you're taking a trip around the south end of the lake or you live there, as many of our viewers do, there will be snow showers blowing by all day and into the night in Porter and LaPorte counties and Berrien County, Michigan in particular.
All right. Thanks.
Seeing at 10 with the 7-day guys.
Sounds good.